Hello and welcome to Roguelike Dolls. My name is Molly. We're playing Returnal. This is our second episode of Returnal. We're just getting started. What can I say that you want to hear? What do you want to know? I'm having a pretty good day. Stanley, I think, is doing a little bit better in some ways. I've been successfully feeding him his steroids. So, good on him. I watched maybe the first 10 minutes of the film, The Full 9 Yards, if you've ever seen that before. It is okay. Just one second. I need to fix a... No, I actually don't. Never mind. I thought I had a possible audio problem, but then I remembered I'm playing on the PS5. And so no such audio problem exists. It's like technical details that are interesting to no one, but when I record an interview, I turn off my side gate for my game sound compression, which makes it so that my guest's volume is not impacted by the side gate compressor that I normally use to suppress game sounds while I am recording. What a goofy game. Anyways, I just got done recording an interview with Jesse Doctor of Twitter fame. I don't even know if, like, minor Twitter celebrity is quite right. I don't know who counts as a minor Twitter celebrity. Like, do I count? I don't know. I have, like, almost 9,000 followers on Twitter, at Chainchompist. Roguelike Dolls is the account that I use for this website, or for this video series, but my Twitter main is Chainchompist. So, I never quite know what is what. That said, it was a extremely pleasant interview. We had a great time playing Binding of Isaac. That will be going live on the Patreon as soon as I edit it and upload it. And it will be going live for everyone else this upcoming Monday, so stay tuned for that. So what do I know? Yeah, the first few minutes of the film, The Full 9 Yards, it's a 2000 film starring Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis. Matthew Perry is a dentist who is pretty mild-mannered and a contract killer who is moving in from Chicago. Moves in next door and, sort of a plot ensues. His wife hires a different contract killer to kill him. She informs to the mob, blah, blah, blah. I typically watch movies and TV shows in, like, 20-minute segments while I am eating food. Like, not at all expedited in terms of, I just very rarely sit down and watch a TV show if I'm spending any time, watching anything. It's pretty rare, or I'm watching it with somebody. So but it's okay. It's on Netflix now. I used to watch it when I was a kid. It's not really appropriate for children, I'd say. There's like a blowjob humor throughout and other stuff, and also it's just about a contract killer, I suppose. So I didn't try shooting this, but I assume, like most things in this game, I need some Xeno technology to get through it. Can't really go that way, so I guess we'll just go through the one obvious door in this room. Oh, I guess there's a blue door. I don't really know what the blue door signifies, but typically I think it's a dead end or some kind of like special room. Damage fabricator. A damaged nanotech device fabricates a random item in exchange for increasing... Oh, okay. We have insufficient obolites, but we might be back for that. Neither of the obolite sources in this room are accessible. I don't know if that does damage to us, but it did let us access a higher point in the room than we would typically be able to access. We're gonna shoot this guy a bunch. We have some enemies. That much is certain. We need to finish them off. Our health is not doing good. But, you know, that's roguelikes for you. Got him. Got him. No problem. How many obolites did we get? Enough? Let's go back and figure that out. I believe we lose all of our obolites when we die, so we might as well spend them. We can't take them with us. A random item sounds perfectly fine. What do we got? Extermination sphere detaches all parasites. Good enough, I say. We don't currently have a parasite, but we met a few in the last episode. Feel like boomers would make a joke that's like, "Parasites, you should meet my lawyer." Ah! And like get a ton of laughs from it, but like honestly, give me health, give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. That was my Metallica impression. Anywho, are we out of ammo? No. Maybe we were when we were shooting. That said, like, how many boomers were interacting with lawyers all the time? Like, I feel like the normal place for people to interact with lawyers is like, oh, we're gonna hold pickup. What do we got? Malignancy, overload disabled. Okay, but 10 hostiles should come pretty damn fast, so we're not at all flustered by this development. I really like how some of these, oh yeah, baby. Give me that Hollow Seeker 1 star. Yeah, I guess, like, boomers, what do they, like, interact with lawyers for? I guess it's, like, the normal things is my guess. So, like, divorce has to be, like, the number 1. Can I trade 1 ether? No. I guess we'll interact with this to see what we got. Alright, so repair, that could be good. Realistically, we're gonna die here. Gaining, that's pretty cool. Low integrity, gain some damage, not bad. Integrity augment, not bad. Undiscovered item, yeah, give it. Reflex stimulant. Yeah, we'll take that, because we don't even have a parasite, so it's not like it does us any good. This item, like this weapon, I perceive it to be a lot better. What do we got? Converts obolites into integrity. I think that's more likely to keep us alive in the short term. Can we read this? We need 2 of 5. All right. What was I talking about? Boomers and their lawyers? That's not even a relatable subject. No, but like, I feel like lawyer jokes had such a cultural prominence, you know, at some point, that like, I don't understand where it came from. Like, there's so much denigration of lawyers as a profession. All right, I died. That's fine. We didn't make very much progress. And...
Enough. I understand. I'm trapped. The broadcast signal.
You know, like, so here's my other, like, cultural theories, not knowing anything about it. Like,
Celine heading out.
maybe it comes from, like, stand-up comedians, for the most part, the ones that people actually hear, are kind of rich, and rich people have lawyers, as I understand it. Your average poor person, I don't think, has too many interactions with lawyers, but rich people definitely do. There's a thing. I think there must be an enemy. Here. So maybe, like, lawyer jokes became so prominent because, like, you know, people just had a lot, or, like, comedians had a lot to say about their lawyers. Alternatively, maybe in the past, people had more direct interactions with lawyers, which still I don't quite get as a cultural phenomenon, but perhaps it is true. Okay, we've done a puzzle very similar to this. Got some obolite. Not bad, not bad. It's not that much obolite, but it's also basically free because this is a trivial platforming puzzle. Nothing that can't be dominated by a gamer of my caliber. High caliber is what we'll say. You know, I don't know what any of the symbols on our minimap mean just yet. In many ways, this game evokes a similar sense of discovery and wonder as, like, Metroid does. You know, you're a single female lawyer walking around on an alien world, trying to make the best of it. Alright, this was kind of a dead end, but we did get some obolite out of it, so we're not going to complain. I'm starting to gain, like, a conceptualization about, like, how much I care about obolite as a, like, strategic resource in this game. I want to get over there if I can. I can. Alright, but I didn't fall off a cliff, so we're going to call that a win. And I would say about 17 obolite is about as valuable to me as, like, a single coin is in Binding of Isaac. So, you know, take that how you will. It's not a denigration of obolite. My calculation is based off of the idea that one premium item costs like 200 or 300 obolite. So, you know, if one premium item in Binding of Isaac costs about 15 cents, then we do the conversion, blah, 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 and we arrive at about 17. And you might say, you know, why not 15 or 20? And, you know, I don't have a good answer. I'm not like a mathematist or, you know, however a normal person would say that word. All right, so what did we go through so far? Lawyers, yeah, I just don't get it. And my other, like, theory is that maybe, like, you know, prosecutors certainly are kind of bad. Like, no arguments here. They're, you know, just cops with JDs, so we can't. Can we get this? Oh, a secret room. One-way translocator. That was my nickname in high school. Heyo, what do we got? Malignant obolite chunk. We need some xenotech. Damage fabricator. We will. We will absolutely. Diddy Kong is kind of crouched up in a little. All right, we have a big heal. That's gonna be good. That'll keep us alive in the short and long term. I think there's a heal somewhere, but we can't get to it. All right, let's look at our map. Blue room, valuable to us. Let's go. I don't quite know what that camera icon means, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. What do we got? Translocator. Requires ether. Okay. So if we have 6 ether, I think ether might be a persistent resource. But not sure about that yet. We got a gun. Hold the scan, I will. Yeah, give it to me. Looks kind of like a submachine gun. Into it. It doesn't feel like a submachine gun. That said, you know, we could get used to it. All right, there's an enemy up there that wants to shoot us. Which is fair. We are kind of an alien menace. All right, we didn't fall into the void. Good for us. We do have a heal, so we'll want to use that before we die, for sure. I think we're gonna get shot, but I don't think we have to, is the important thing. So we're gonna use this, which I think was a full heal for us. I don't know if that will always be true as we get more integrity, but it certainly seemed true right now. Shocking springs. Jumps create glass on landing for 30 seconds. Pretty good. We have another one. All right. I've started watching Gotham again. It's a show that I think I'm on like season 4 of. I haven't like solidly watched all that much of it in the past, but you know, I've enjoyed it. It's it focuses on Jim Gordon in sort of a pre-Batman era of Gotham City. Although Bruce Wayne is a major character and he eventually does start doing Batman shit, it features you know, a pretty large amount of Batman villains. All right, we know that because there's a gate of this type, there's gonna be a thing to open it. We're gonna container. We got a hollow seeker, which I think we're just like, it's kind of just taste. So we're gonna stick with the gun that we didn't have in the last run, just for the sake of variety. And our door is to the right. You know, I feel like everyone has their opinions about, you know, what makes a Batman or other superhero property like good or bad or whatever, and I don't think anyone's opinions are necessarily like terrible or anything like that, but because it's really about what themes you want to carry through the program, right? Alright, so we're gonna use this. We're gonna run. We gotta kill this thing sooner rather than later. It's so dangerous. You know, we might just die it, and I don't think I played this room especially well. I don't know if running towards the shieldy guy is the right choice, but it's certainly, we didn't have the skills to back it up quite yet. All right, so Batman Gotham, you know, it's kind of gritty and dark, and I think that's okay. I do like the kind of like whatever the 60s Batman Adam West style goofy thing. I don't think everything in the world has to be quite so serious. That said, one thing that I think a lot of, it's sort of like a trend in modern like superhero media, which, you know, which a lot of people might argue there's too much of, you know, to which I say, then don't watch it. Who the fuck cares? Nobody's making you go to the theater. Like, there's other movies to see. You could go see them. It's not like they don't get made. There's tons of them. Like, why are you whining? But that's a different soapbox. The soapbox that I'm on is just like a trend that I see a lot in the kind of modern Marvel movies is kind of a sympathetic but fundamentally immoral villain archetype, sort of like the, you could say Killmonger kind of falls into this category because he's kind of bad, although, like, in my opinion, Killmonger did nothing wrong at all. He was in the right the whole time, and nothing he did was unjustified. I think killing his girlfriend was extremely unnecessary. I'll admit it. But everything else he did was actually good, and I would argue that his deposing of the Black Panther was not only good, but constitutional. And not only constitutional, within the spirit of the Constitution of Wakanda, because it's clearly based on, you know, a trial by combat, so they want a warrior leader. And that he is. You can't argue that he's not a warrior leader. They clearly are going by combat, and not only that, like, combat involving people who have a claim to the throne, which you can't deny that the blood relative of the former crown prince has, Split-Maw Blaster, I think, because right, he's blood relative of T'Challa, so like he absolutely has a legitimate claim to the throne, and he followed the process. So, you know, And then at the end of the Black Panther, T'Challa pretty much engages in like a CIA-backed coup, right? Or I guess it might be SHIELD technically, but I thought that guy was actually like CIA proper. He's not even like SHIELD. How do I kill this guy? We can't even get through it with our overcharge. All right, let's think about this for like a half second. What are some other ways that we've advanced past things? There's a thing like this, but I think that just opens a gate. We might just ignore that guy because he's kind of shielded. This appears to be an upgrade. So, but the point of this rant, and there is kind of a point, I promise, is not that Killmonger did nothing wrong, though I will defend that point as well to the ends of the earth. My you know, grander point is just that, repairs a minor amount of integrity, we'll just pop that right away. Obolites disappearing a little bit faster does not bother us. Anti-energy. Releases an expanding burst of energy that turns hostile projectiles into obolite. That's pretty good. What do we got? At full integrity, minus 50% weapon damage. Not good, but also not lasting. Alright, alt-fire coolant. Alright. So we're gonna roll with this turns projectiles into obolite just to see if we can get a small amount of value. Alright, we didn't get like a ton of value out of it, but we are not at full integrity anymore, which is kind of nice. We do have alt-fire coolant, which is a good thing, I think. What do we got over here? A third ether. We want 6 ether to use a replicator, which I think is probably beneficial, possibly in the long term. I think ether might be a resource that generally converts into long-term value. This is a somewhat dangerous room type, as I understand it. Alright, so we have a shape like this, which means that there's probably one of these, which we found. We can get this. I hope those get harder, because it's a cool mechanic, but I'm like... Alright, we'll take whatever this thing is. It's like a cool mechanic, but I'm not that jazzed about it at the moment. Because it's kind of very easy. If it was like harder, then it would be like less of a silly formality. Alright, so columns are not like never ending. They will die eventually. But big walls probably are to a certain extent never ending. That was not a big enough. Or at least we weren't really out of the path. We need to, like, actually... Alright, that's better. We might die. Maybe that will kill us. Oh, it did. All right. Perfect.
I can do this.
Like, I think it's okay to have a supervillain that doesn't have, like, a very sympathetic motivation, right? Oh, what's all this?
Discovered a strange device that is already active.
It appears slightly alive.
Alive.
All right.
I'm not receiving any information when scanning.
Sick. Let's put our hand in it. Put your hand in it. Oh, we got spored. Oh, sick. What do we got? Gaining or fixing. Sweet. Device unlocks new items for use in exchange for ether. Okay. How many ether does it take? I guess we can't use it this time. Yeah, so like an unsympathetic villain is not the worst thing in the world. Alright, we got a key. That's pretty cool. He's gonna jump. Alright, we dodged way too early, but we had the right idea. That's not an enemy. Good feedback, good feedback. You know, and it's to the point where even something like Godzilla, which arguably, you know, could be kind of like a hurricane, like a lot of times is portrayed as like a very sympathetic villain, even when it could just be like, you know, kind of a force of nature. Ow. Like, it doesn't have to be that Godzilla's like, you know, this sympathetic character, but at least in like the King of the Monsters Godzilla, you know, anytime, and you know, Godzilla was not the villain in Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 or whatever that was. He was the hero, so it doesn't even fit my argument, but you know, notwithstanding, I don't think we need that level of sympathy for every single villain in the whole like world, because at a certain point, especially with Killmonger, I thought Killmonger was right. Like, colonized people around the world really could have used vibranium-based technology to resist their colonial oppressors who were, you know, killing them with real physical violence every single day. And it would have been, you know, like a good thing for him to provide aid. Which, you know, is a pretty radical statement, I'll grant. Like, that's the kind of statement you could get on watch list for. But, which is why, you know, if I was making like State Department propaganda, like every Marvel film kind of is, that's not really the strategy I would go for. Like if I wanted to make Batman into a sympathetic cop, which I think is kind of the point of Batman, right? You know, I could dodge my enemies sometimes instead of constantly eating crap. See that? Like that? That was good. You know, I think sometimes you can just make a villain who's truly belligerent. Like, you know, make Joker take some hostages and then, like, Batman successfully completes the puzzle or whatever, and then Joker shoots the hostage. And it's like, what was the point of that? It's so destructive and stupid, and it, like, Batman played along with the logic of this character, and then in the end, the Joker didn't play by his own rules. He didn't have like a sense of fair play, which I think is like a lot more compelling of a theme for especially the Batman character in particular, is like, yeah, the psychopath, like, murderer clown is not a good guy, and he's just diabolically evil. I want to go into the hole. That wasn't a good choice. But, you know, you gotta follow your gut in these things. And, you know, Batman's so anti-murder, right? He never wants to... He feels like he doesn't have to kill the Joker, right? And the Joker's whole thing, basically, like, I think the Joker at his best is kind of like, I'm going to make Batman kill me. And, like, he's kind of like the jester in, like, hit and roll games, right? Ultimately, his goal is to get executed in the game. He's not really, like, a good faith actor. Oh, we were so close to that health. Like, if you've ever played Mafia or, like, One Night Werewolf or whatever, like, there's a role that's called, like, the Joker or the Jester or something, and his goal is to get executed by the other players. It's his job to make everyone else think that he's a Mafia member, or that he's the werewolf, or, you know, if you played Among Us, that, like, he's the intruder. It's his job to make him think he's sus. So, you know, the Joker's whole... We're gonna skip that because we actually want to save up 6 ether, so that we can maybe someday finally get, whatever the replicator thing is, because I think it could be really good. A lot of these flying dudes in the first room is not ideal. And, you know, I think there's a lot of competing, like, motivation, or, like, a lot of competing visions that I think, like, cloud writers when they're writing for Batman in particular. I think they want to talk about, like, they want to explore the character of Batman, obviously. He's the main character. We want to develop the character, right? They want to... Sometimes I feel like there's a instinct to play up sort of the... how to say it? Like, the detective comic route of Batman. I felt like there's a weapon proficiency or something in here that I wanted to get. Like, Batman's solving a mystery. We don't know what the bad guy's goal is. We might not even know who the bad guy is right away, you know? Alright, so there's lots of these. Do they do something else if I shoot them? Ooh. We can get items from them occasionally. So maybe these are kind of like the equivalent of boots. We are just going to pick up. We're not going to cleanse. Fabricator costs 25%. Alright, that's fine. We have a melee attack? How do we use our melee attack? This is news to me. That's shoot. L1 is use items. dashing doesn't do damage as far as I know. Loyally fixes or prevents one malfunction, detaches afterwards. Okay, why not? We can't take it with us. Poor little guy. All right, we'll be moving on. So yeah, if not that I'll ever get around to it, probably, because I think like people who actually get to write, you know, oh, that's just our starting area. I just wanted to see what that icon was. You know, not that many people get to produce Batman content in the world, which is probably fine. How many people do you really need to do it? It's not like a doctor or something. But what I would write is, I enjoy the Batman arcs where the Joker is kind of just trying to break Batman down as much as possible, and I think the way to do that is just being as bad as possible. Like, being elusive is fine, but I don't even think the Joker really needs to be clever. I think the Joker just really can just be bad. And, you know, I think in a lot of Batman media, Batman treats Joker as like his arch nemesis. Because maybe he's like the most frustrating Batman villain in a lot of ways, because he, you know, doesn't follow all the rules that some of the other villains do. Like, Mr. Freeze has kind of a coherent motivation, and, you know, the Riddler wants to play a game, Bane is gonna punch you, it all makes sense, but, the Joker wants to destroy Batman's soul. What do we got? And I think in many pieces of Batman media, and I will say including like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, that reputation isn't really earned. Like, the Joker kills a few bank robbers who, you know, frankly, Batman doesn't care that much about. And he kills, like, Rachel, which Batman cares about a lot, and he, like, I want to go over here, but it seems dangerous. Let's try it. Alright, we can actually long jump almost forever, so not really a big deal. We have enough money for this, but I think there's a second item room type, so maybe we'll investigate that before we spend our Obolite, in case the other room also requires Obolite. Yeah, we'll unlock a gate. Now that we've been rewarded with, you know, minor rewards, we will always be checking these little things. Oh yeah. Fabricator costs increased. Sick. Suit integrity increased. I think that's like maybe the first time that's happened to us. Large resin. Hell yeah. We love a queen who has high max health. What do we got? Oh yeah. Let's go. We didn't even pay for it. Suit integrity increased. Wow. We have slightly more max health yet again. What is this? Another one? Alright, we'll take it. Falls cause damage, so we need to collect a little bit of resin. That's fine. You fool, we collect resin anyways. This is not a high cost to us. Alright, we do have some obolite, but apparently obolite's gonna cost 25% more, so, or replicators are gonna cost more, so we don't want to spend our obolite on replicators for the time being, because it's not an efficient exchange of resources. Here's our exit. Repair efficiency, 25%, sweet. Sick. And I mean, yeah, it's like devastating for Bruce Wayne to lose Rachel, but like I feel like in the Dark Knight they kind of tried to go for like a twofer and get like Batman mad about this and also Harvey Dent mad about it, and I mean you could say that it like furthered the theme via, you know, like these are two extremely violent dudes who react with a slightly different type of violence in the face of, you know, the murder of their kind of love interest. You know, and I'm downplaying it for Harvey because, or I'm downplaying it for Bruce. I think like Harvey like absolutely proposed and Bruce was like kind of non-committal because she's like, I would leave Harvey for you, and then Bruce was like, yo, go fuck yourself. I don't, you know, I like you, but I don't like you like that. I'm gonna kiss you once and it's gonna be very passionate, but like ultimately you should go with Harvey because I'm Batman. So, you know, that doesn't exactly give me like a lot to go with here, right? To be like, oh damn, the Joker really almost pushed Batman to the edge. So, I mean, I think the gospel truth is Joker in Christopher Nolan's Batman, for the most part, played by his own rules. He didn't like trick Batman in the end. He just kind of like, ow, fair. You know, he did that thing with like the boat or whatever, and he blew up a hospital, which is, you know, pretty belligerent, but I just don't know that it like cuts it for me. It's like too grand. I feel like ground surge, I guess. Why not? Alright, same one. Alright, hold L1 and use R to select a target. Alright, we have 4 ethers now, which is great. Stacking up those ethers slowly. Steadily winning the race. There's a resin back there, but we can't get it. There's a chest over here, which we can get. Hollow sea. I will go with the split mod. I like the shotgun. It's good. You have a translocator. think will just launch us over here. Sick. We'll hide. Good luck, nerd. Got him. Permanent weapon trait. Wide Mob 1. Sick. I don't know what it does, but it's permanent. And that seems advantageous. Or like in Todd Phillips' Joker, it's like, yeah, he was almost like his crimes in the end of things were almost like, it was like one random murder in his apartment and like that Jay Leno equivalent character. We're running a little bit low on health. All right, what do we want? We want the oblate, and we want to keep moving. As far as I know, we can't break the shield on that one target. So we don't want to stand by him for too long. Which I kind of thought it was a shame that, like, the Joker in Todd Phillips' Joker didn't go after, like, a bank. It would have been okay to, like, make the Joker rob a bank, as the Joker is prone to do at some points in his career. Alright, our health is kind of low, but we did handily... Alright, what do we got? Ground spikes, instantly reach adrenaline X. We're not too worried about adrenaline, I think. What do we got? Oh yeah, give me that. Oblates disappear faster, I sleep. We don't have fall damage anymore. We're back here. Okay. I wasn't sure where this was, I guess. Oh, damn. There's a health? Like, where? Let's take a look at this map. Where is this health? Can we even see health on this map? No. Alright. But it's like right here. Alright, we can get that. Pairs moderate integrity, hell yeah. Oh, we didn't even have to do that fancy maneuver. But I regret nothing. Alright, and then there's one more health if we can get up there somehow. I think it's too high. There's like a translocator somewhere, but we don't have access to it quite yet. All right, we got our store. I think this is just always gonna be a free item. What do we got? Adrenaline enhancer. take one additional hit before adrenaline drops. We have decent amount of obolite, so repairs, that could be really good. Huge amount of weapon proficiency could be good. Outfire, I mean 10% protection while outfire. Overload increases. Alright, so it's boring, but I think we actually want this. We're gonna immediately use it. And we're gonna pick up this. We could use the translocator, but I'm having an okay time just exploring from the go. Yeah, so the Joker that I would write, the like belligerence of the character would not be tied to the Joker like figuring out Batman's secret identity and striking at him. That's not where Batman's most vulnerable, right? Because Bruce Wayne actually like would gladly let every single one of his family members and loved ones and acquaintances die to save a slightly larger amount of strangers. Like, that's pretty well established that Batman's like kind of this moral paragon in that capacity. So I think the real way to get at Bruce Wayne would just be for the Joker, if he like really understood the character on like a fundamental level, if he really wanted to get to Batman, it would just be every single second the Joker is out in the city and wandering around is just such a liability to public safety because he's just constantly doing crime and hurting people in like such an intensely belligerent and careless way. Okay, there's an item. So we're gonna jump. Easy. And I mean, there'd be like a lot of ways to make that like especially scary, like, because essentially like every second this version of the Joker is on the loose is basically like an active shooter type threat. It would be really, really bad. And it both, I think the other vulnerability of Bruce Wayne is that he's kind of a, oh, he spent ether to cleanse that. That was bad. I didn't want to do that. Not the worst thing long term. He does care about his reputation. We have so much health. I hope we win this time. He cares about Batman's reputation a lot. And maybe that's like the antithesis of, you know, kind of the Dark Knight telling of the story, but like I don't think you can have it both ways, where it's like, oh, the bat is a symbol and that symbol like matters, and then also in the same breath be like, it's okay for the bat to like ruin his symbol if it protects, you know, this DA and whatever. It's like, okay, well, how much is the bat as a symbol even worth then if it's like completely destroyed, because it's supposed to be like this immutable symbol of justice, but I guess we gave that up pretty quick. Ow. Adrenaline level 4, proficiency rate, very high. Proficiency is damage, I think, maybe. We appear to be doing a lot of damage, and we have a lot of health, so... Lethargic. Fixes or prevents... Okay. Slight increase of cooldown is not too bad. Let's see if we have a way of getting this. No, we don't. How about this one over here? It's under us. No. Okay then. How about that one? Is that even a thing? Appears to be a health of some kind. Sure. Blue door? Okay. We've been trained to accept blue doors as somewhat beneficial to us. We have found a library. Oh, yeah, give me that. Oh, did we just get a... Oh, okay. So we had that little buddy on us that was increasing our ult fire, but when we took on the malignancy, it like... No, this is less good. When we took on the malignancy, it like canceled it out. So, in my opinion, it seems like it's almost always good to take on the little buddy. I think this is a locked door up here, so we're gonna go through that. We don't have a key, so we should leave. Get us literally any other place. Yeah, let's go here. You know, like, and if you watched my Resident Evil 8 playthrough, I was like, I was minimally scared, I would say, throughout it. And it's not just like me trying to be tough. I would say that, like, overall I want to be scared. I enjoy scary things. I think it's thrilling and nice. But I feel like, you know, and the things that got me in the game were like right at the start of the game when there was a villager who shot a gun unexpectedly. It was a loud sound that, like, that I did not expect. And also, like, firearms in general, like, scary to me. Like, not that I've ever been involved even a little bit with an actual gun. Like, the idea that, like, in America, a mass shooting of some kind, or, you know, a police officer could just randomly decide that it's, like, your day to die, I suppose. And, you know, I'm white, if you didn't know. So, much less likely for me to be a victim of, you know, police violence or brutality, but, you know, nobody's immune to police violence, and it could happen, but, you know, and, you know, something like 1 out of 14 or so stranger murders in the United States are perpetrated by the police, which is, you know, I don't have the exact numbers for, like, say, the UK, not that the UK cops are like peaches, but much higher than most other kind of like Western countries, like anywhere in Europe, basically, or like I think the rates of like police killings are more like the United States has much more in common with like, I don't know, like Somalia than anywhere in like Europe.
But not fully. They're corroded. Some parts are missing, others seem
Locked.
manufactured. But I can remember the torment, feeling like I was losing my mind. There's no comfort here. No safe space. And the astronaut keeps following me.
Yeah, I mean, I also like, with regards to Somalia, I think like a lot of the ways that people choose to talk about like, countries, is specifically in Africa, like especially, are like not great. They're kind of racist, and they don't like give any regard to like the idea of like a failed state. Like doesn't really it's like such a moralized way to refer to a country that doesn't really pay any respect to the fact that like ongoing colonialization in Africa is like looting countries that are often referred to as failed states, like just constantly stealing from them, and just such a history of economic oppression in these places that like it's convenient for, you know, colonial powers to think of these places as like uncivilized, undemocratic, barbarous, blah 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 places, even though it's like, no, like the economic conditions that currently exist in Somalia are there because of, you know, European influence in the region, like robbing and destabilizing and looting. Which, you know, brings us back to the previous point. Like in Resident Evil 8, like the segment with the dolls was not so scary to me personally, because I find that things that aren't like especially rooted in any kind of reality just don't hit for me. Like, it's hard for me to be, like, horrified. Attaching or detaching a parasite? Oh, that's pretty good. I think. Yeah, it's hard for me to be like properly horrified by some piece of media if it's not rooted in reality. Like I would say in season 1 of American Horror Story, which I think was like maybe the only season of American Horror Story that like got me at all in terms of spookiness. Like I kind of just consider it to be like fun, kind of pulp entertainment. I don't think it's like particularly amazing television overall. I've like watched it all, just because I kind of binge watch television, segmented obviously. Like the scariest thing in that whole season for me was the segment where that one like dead kid does the attack on the high school. Like that flashback was like so horrifying to me. What the hell are you? Oh, he's the thing that killed us in like that prologue. Let's back up a little bit and think about this. He's gonna jump at some point, I think. We're gonna sprint. I like our indicator of danger. Sick. I think this was kind of like our first boss, maybe? I'll take a 3-star weapon. I don't think the weapon we had was too bad, though. Okay, we got a pretty good integrity repair. We have some obolite. We have a blue room. We would love to explore the blue room, which in my brain is just kind of triggering like the same association as like a treasure room or whatever in Isaac. Alright, that was not good jumping, but we're fine. Small amount of weapon proficiency, that seems good. This door, which we can't get through. Xenotech required. Fair enough. I don't think we can get up there quite yet, so maybe we just keep moving. Where are we? We have a few exits. So we have a blue room over there, but I think our objective is through that. So maybe we'll go up and go to that previous blue room to make sure it's nothing we're missing, because I'm always afraid that hitting like a quest objective will be a point of no return. All right, that was the blue room we were just in. There's also a blue room over there, so let's go check that out as well. Oh, and there's a far point of interest over here. Is obolite, which we want. I think this is like close to the most obolite we've ever had at one time. Myriad eyes beholding in the longing dark sunlight as it rains like pitch, we must leave for the waste where our visions have promised a new kind of transcendence. Glory, glory, glory. Let's go. House key. Sick.
My house key.
Let's go.
How could this be here?
Because you're dead. And this is all like some kind of metaphor. Big obolite.
Another teleportation device. but more complex in construction.
We require a key of some kind. Oh, maybe we can get a key from this guy.
Discovered a broken automaton. Clutching... potential tool?
Yeah, so like...
Appears safe to repurpose.
In Resident Evil 8, oh, sweet, we have a melee weapon. Fuck yeah.
Type blade weapon.
Six.
Adding to equipment for immediate use.
How do we use it? Square? Yes. Oh my god. Our power just like skyrocketed. Alright, so we need a crimson key, but we're not too worried about it. Can we get through this with our melee weapon? Can we get through all of those with our melee weapon? Alright, that's just a gun. So we have nothing back there, but we can go this way. Right? Yeah. So the doll sequence, which I think was really creepy for a lot of people, just didn't land for me. Just because that like supernatural horror is so like artificial. Alright, we can't get through that. That's disappointing. Alright, where's our house? Back there. Well, we might have a translocator that can bring us there instantly, though. Hell yeah. But some of the more practical things in the game, like I think some of the drill enemies were kind of tense for me because there was like a sense of danger. And some of the jump scares got me because it's like an aggressive enemy popping up, but
Exactly as I left it.
I don't know, it's like
Impossible.
I want my horror to be strongly rooted in things that I think are like feed on anxieties and fears that I have about my real life.
Was taken after I left. Why?
We're so frightened. So like, what things am I personally afraid of? Like, cars give me a lot of anxiety. Like, just getting in a car crash is probably one of the things that I'm most afraid of. Cancer is kind of scary to me. I guess that can't open. We have a light. Let's go upstairs.
Hello? Who is up there?
Probably our enemies, if I had to guess.
I can't.
Dude, we just fought like 80 tentacle monsters. Get it together. We're better than this.
Such strange markings. Where did this...
Yeah, let's look out the window. The heck? We fell down. Spaceman make us fall down. Welcome to the family, son. That might not make sense if you don't watch part 1 of my Resident Evil 7, and it will especially not make sense if I
Am I
don't
supposed to remember
post
this?
part 1 of Resident Evil 7 before I posted this. I ran into kind of a sticky situation today with, what's the word for it? Upload speed. I was strongly gated by, like, my ability to upload content in a expeditious manner. Alright, so here's where we fought that boss. We don't have that key yet, so really we want to use a translocator that's like there to get near that. So here's this translocator. And we can warp here. That'll work. I don't know how long this game is. Like, I don't know if it's like a proper roguelike where it just kind of lasts for a long ass time, like Binding of Isaac. Which arguably has many endings, but, you know, it does have some proper endings, but it has, like, infinite replay value. I don't know if we just run out of content in this game at any point. Alright, we got the Anathema key, which gets us... Can we get out of here? Can. Alright, let's just screw off, because we don't need to fight these guys. Let's go straight to here. I don't think there's a ton of benefit fighting those guys. We do have a ton of money, so actually let's once again screw off. Back to here. So I believe there's a store. And we really do want that store. The store does get us, so this is potentially a good way to burn some money, but let's look at this. Fabricator pod deleted. Enhanced calibrator. Huge amount of proficiency. So I'm thinking we want this. And then, like, stupid and kind of dangerous. But we're gonna go fight these birds. I wanted to use my melee powers to kill them. What we're really looking for is like 70 more Obolite. Which might be kind of a tall order here. We don't need like a ridiculous amount more Obolite, but if we could get like a little bit. And it mostly fell down that hole, so not that valuable. We'll see if we can get a health up somehow. We need like 20 more Obolite. Can we trade some ether for it? Insufficient ether. Oh, we can exchange Obolites for 5 ether. That's pretty sick. We'll go for that. We're actually gonna backtrack even more. I think. We wanna go back to I think we might want to get... Alright, want to go to this door up here and then to that thing. Like, if we could happen to find, you know, some health along the way, that would be okay. And our... Oh, we can. Hell yeah. does mean there's quite a bit more health available to us on the map. This can't be reduced. There is some obolite we can get on our way. Just because it was protected by, like, these things which we can now cut. What we would like more than anything is to find a replicator. Or not a replicator, like that thing that looks like the aliens that we have to pay ether for, because I really want to see what that does. Open containers, okay. Overload disabled, that's not great. Where are we going? Yeah, I guess we could just go there. Why not? I don't know. I kind of doubt that they're gonna put two bosses back to back, so I kind of think that this is gonna be like a new biome. Container number 1, let's go. Yes, give it. We got attaches all parasites. Well, we don't currently have a parasite, so maybe we'll go like that. Get maximum adrenaline. Obolites plus 50%. Insert this key.
Strange energy source is beyond this. It might be tied to White Shadow.
Got a new gun. Level 4 sidearm. Extremely sick. Down the hole? Is that where we're going? That's what it seems. Oh, damn. Alright, so our first, like, big boss. Definitely good to dodge that one, I've decided. And that one. Not the worst boss. I guess it has a lot of health bars, which could be tricky, but this first stage doesn't seem unmanageable. We really do need to avoid that. Alright, we got through health bar 1. boss fight. Didn't look like it. That's kind of sad. Alright. We're not good at dodging that. Alright, we got killed. We got a second chance. I don't know how. Returned by astronaut figure. Alright, so we need to dodge that and then jump. Ow. Clever. So it does the circle, and then it warps, and then we jump. Alright, got too close. Ow. Missed. We, like, absolutely whiffed. So we might not beat this one this time. I kind of wonder whether or not I'll have to like do that whole get the anathema key again to like get another shot at this guy, or if I can just do it right away. We'll find out on the next part. This has probably been a pretty long video at this point. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to my stream of consciousness. Thank you very much. If you've enjoyed this, if you want to see more Returnal, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. I'll probably play more. I've been enjoying it and I spent money on it, so that's like as good a reason as any, right? And we'll pick this up in the same spot next time. Thank you so much and goodbye.